Hello and welcome to DAOC Palace. Thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome everyone. Yes, back live. A little bit late. It's for the watch along for Fulham versus Brentford. Just missed a bullet shot of Janelt for Brentford taking the lead on around 38 minutes or so. But if you're new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe at DAOC Palace. Just doing a little watch along here. There's a lot of breaking news today on football all over the place. So there you go. Just finished. I'm put in here. What else can I put in? Right, here we go. Yeah, so it's still 1-0 there to Brentford. And there you go. Just put that in there. Hope everyone can see that. Can't find my phone. Right, let's get the match up and running here. But yes, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe at DAOC Palace. I do coverage on the Crystal Palace women, Crystal Palace men, other Premier League fixtures, as you can see just here. So if you can hit a little like and subscribe, it would be great. What else have I got here? Let's get this right. Let's put that there. Let's make sure no one can see that. Oh, my props are falling down. Oh, here we go. It's all falling about. It's all coming apart. It's all coming apart. Haven't even started, and it's all coming apart. I knew that wasn't going to work. What is going on here? Let's have a look. There we go. That's a bit better. That's a little bit more secure. Let's put... Oh, God, this is not working out. This is not working out. This is so not working out. I knew that wasn't going to work, but there you go. So that is how, ladies and gentlemen, how you don't do that. There you go. It is what it is. Anyway, the only person that's signed that shirt, by the way, you can't see it because of the design. Love the design, though, can't lie. It's Paddy, one of our coaches at Crystal Palace. Following his, he obviously also works for the Republic of Ireland. And so big up to you, Paddy, for signing my 24-25 home shirt. And love the design of the shirt, I can't lie. Right, let me just get back to the match.
Put the ball in the back of them.
Oh, 1 minute. That's not good. Right, here we go. It's just coming up towards half time. It's coming at 45 minutes. It's Fulham 0, Brentford 0. And what a wonderful goal there by Janet. Janet there. What a rocket of a shot there. And just to give you Amisville Road there. Oh, there you go. It's the far corner. It's still loose at the moment. Oh, the referee's blown up for something here. Is it a foul? Is it a corner? What's going on here? But will be on the left-hand side. Smith Row. the connection from Liverpool, from Arsenal, Iwobi, Smith Rowe, Nelson there, and they kind of got in each other's way. I think they're a little bit. They are actually playing for Fulham, and of course in the back four for Fulham they've got Joachim Anderson. Big up to Joa. A lot of respect for him for what he did at Crystal Palace. Very good defender. Sad to see him leave, but so good luck to him there. But at Fulham they are 1-0 down. And Leno. So there's Leno, Iwobi, Smith Rowe, Nelson, all ex-Arsenal. Don't know if there's anybody else there that might have been. And talking about Arsenal, Edu, the sporting director there, technical director, sporting director, he's leaving now. He's left Arsenal. And just want to say to Arsenal fans, Dougie Freeman from Crystal Palace is not available. He's not moving to your football club. All right, so don't even think about it. But a few little whispers, Arsenal fans, no. Dougie Freeman is not going anywhere. Right, so here's Spisa. Left-hand channel. Oh, another deflection here. Just right of the right-hand side here. Another corner for Brentford. Fulham got the backs to the backs there, and Brentford finishing this first half very strong indeed. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace, and this thing is still falling down. Oh my days! Let's put you up like right. Let's put you up right there. Let's put you there. Are you all right there? I think I'll have to do. Props falling down. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. It's currently 1-0 to Brentford, coming up to half time. And actually, while I'm here, I'm going to put the lineups so I can find them. Oh, no, this is not good. Let's go for just give me a second. I've got to put this right. Right, here we go. Just got to change specs so I can see what I'm doing. For me, I think although Brentford are leading, the side that will go in half time, they'll be saying to themselves, we should have done a lot better, actually. It's still Brentford. So for me, of course, Thomas Frank, the Brentford manager, was rumoured to be going to Manchester United. Not officially, but a lot of people kind of liked him, I think, that football club. Manchester United, but he denied it all, of course, and he ended up being Ruben Amorim, who's on its way to Manchester United. Talking about Ruben Amorim, he takes charge of Sporting tomorrow night versus Manchester City. And so that press conference that Ruben Amorim did today, he said, I'm not speaking English. I'm doing it in Portuguese. All right, son. And that's how it was. It was like, and then the reporter was like, how come are you giving us the cold shoulder? And he just says, look into my eye. That's what he said to the reporter in English. And he says, look, I'm doing it in the Portuguese lingo. Sit down and lump it. And that's what it was. And it's reached now half-time here at Craven Cottage. Those of you who know where Craven Cottage is, it's right there on the Thames, just north of Putney Bridge. Actually, for those of you who don't know, if you want free parking for this kind of match, it will be I would say 15. No, about 20 to 25-minute walk, just to get to the stadium. Not getting into the stadium, but from the stadium at Craven Cottage, if you park south of the river, go Putney Bridge, lick a right, you see all the boats there laid out where They normally do the boat road show between Cambridge and Oxford and Cambridge. That's where there's a lot of boat racing going on there. And then if you just go a bit further up there from where the boats are, you'll find free parking there on match days. So it's a good 25-minute walk. If you've got a bit of a limp, then it'll take you about 40 minutes. There you go. That's how it is. Right, so it's half-time here at Creighton Cottage. It's Fulham 0, Brentford 1. And actually, while I'm there, I am going to do... Oh, 1 minute. Let me just do something here. I don't know if he'll let me do it. Content. It's not there, is it? No, it won't be there. So it's not a problem. Okay, it's not there, so it doesn't matter, I suppose. Please subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you are new. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and what I'm trying to do is no, actually, let me tweet. No, I said I was going to do the lineups. Let's do the lineups if I can get to them. I just don't want to lose the live. Yeah, there we go. Right, so just put that away. Please subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you are new. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and in the chat as we speak, I'm just going to put in the Fulham lineup because they're playing at Fulham. Fulham. Just a second, someone's knocking at what's going on. Just a second, people. It felt like someone was knocking the window. Ah. All right, okay. No, all is clear, all is well. It's just fireworks. I thought something was kicking off, but it's just fireworks. Oh, big up to you. Thank you very much, Shay Arsenal, for dropping in. Wonderful to see you there. Thank you for dropping. Good evening, I should say. It's 1-0 to Brentford. Hold on a second, they're knocking again. Oh, this has been my nut. Just give me a second because someone just keeps on knocking. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on there. I think it's just fireworks going off out there. Right, let's get this back on. Back the score. Big old good evening, Shay. Arsenal. It's Fulham 0, Brentford. Brentford 1, and it was a bullet of a shot on target by Jalnet, the Brentford player, and they're taking the lead well deservedly. Although I have to say, Fulham with like they've got a lot of players that used to play for your Arsenal, Shay Arsenal, Nelson, Smith Rowe, Iwobi, Leno. I think that's about it. Yeah. So there's a lot of players on the pitch that used to play for you lot. I don't know if Jimenez used to play for you lot. I don't think so. But in a minute, I'm just putting the starting lineup for Fulham. If I can get it right. Oh, blimey. But yeah, the score is 1-0 at half time. Actually, now you're saying that, I might even put that from now on every half time. I don't know how you can put up a halftime score. Oh no, I've lost the stream now. And yeah, so that's Nelson, and then I'll put Fulham subs. Right, that's the Fulham starting lineup, and now I'm going to do the Brentford starting lineup. Thank you very much, Shay Arsenal, for dropping in. Means the world. Believe me, as a new content creator here, it means a lot. What do I do here? So this is now going to be the Brentford starting lineup. Oh Lord, this is not going to be easy because they've got very long names. Just wait a minute, I'm just typing up their names. I suppose as a salty Crystal Palace fan, I need any team near us at Crystal Palace to be dropping points, and the nearest club to us is Fulham. So I am hopeful that the result stays like that. Although they've got a very good defender in their ranks, Fulham, and that's Joachim Anderson. Of course, he played for us last season. Big up to you, Joe, for not just shining my shirt, but doing a selfie last season. That's that. Just going to put right, I'm nearly there. Why have they got such long names, these players? Why can't they just use a single name? There's the surname for most of these players is like a double name, and it's using up all the space. We're just trying to spell their names correctly. And then we've got Van Berg, that's one of them. And Collins, nearly there. Starting lineup. Right, that do. Right, for any of you there, I'm just putting a lineup for Brentford. And of course, of you who don't know, let's just double check. Yeah, of course, manager for Brentford is Thomas Frank, and for Fulham is Marco Silva. So if you are new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. And also some breaking news that happened earlier on in the morning today. Edu from Arsenal, the sporting director, is leaving the club, has left the building. And a lot of the Arsenal fans, some of them are liking it, some of them are not liking it. As an outsider looking in, I think that man had no experience whatsoever. He only came in with a limited experience for working for an international side. And he went in there, and what he's left behind is a lot of players on high wages, underperforming, a lot of people on the books at Arsenal. It's not because I'm saying it, it's facts. The net spend, while every financial year, while Edu was appointed at Arsenal, is considerably more than many other clubs in the Premier League. And there's no trophies in the cabinet for those Arsenal fans that were asked to leave Highbury, a place where they called home back in the day for them, and they were actually winning Premier Leagues, becoming invincibles. They made things happen for their fans back at Highbury, the Arsenal players back in the day, and with Edu and Mikel Arteta in the new stadium, there's no trophies whatsoever. Are they becoming the Mark II Tottenham Hotspur side? It's like a Netflix series at Arsenal. What will be the next series be like? But you know it's not going to be a box office, if you know what I mean. So there you go. So at the moment here, it's Fulham 0, Brentford 1, and an example of it, not half of it, but half of the lineup of Fulham are ex-Arsenal players. And I'm trying to look on their bench to see if they've got any other Arsenal ex-players there. For certain, the only Arsenal players that I could see that used to play for Arsenal but are playing tonight in the starting 11, that's Leno, I could be wrong, Leno, Iwobi, Smith-Rowe and Nelson. I think those four definitely played for Arsenal. I'm not certain about the others. Did Andres Pereira? No, I think it was Man U, weren't he? But yeah, those four. So that tells you something. It's still half time there. So yeah, that was the early breaking news at I'm just gonna get a little drink. And that was the early breaking news at 1 minute. Get the cup. And it's Edu was the sporting director at Arsenal. He's leaving a lot of players, a lot of people on high wages, and it's a bit of a mess there. And they've got a lot of players that underperforming. And so there you go. Now, right, I'm just gonna. How do I go back to the? Just bear with me. Let's give you another results there of the other matches. Oh my days! In the FA Cup first round, Chesham United 0, Lincoln City 4. I think you can safely say that that's one done and dusted. In Spanish La Liga, Celta Vigo's half time against Getafe. Celta Vigo 1, Getafe 0. Of course, my thoughts and prayers are with all those people affected with the flooding in Spain. There's a lot of football, not just football, but sports fixtures and events that have been postponed because of what's happened, is what's ongoing, because there's part of Spain that's still having warnings of heavy rain to still come. So, my thoughts are with everybody in Spain. Hopefully, they can recover, people still alive in those floods. It's actually horrific just looking at the pictures. And I am aware that a few La Liga matches were postponed because of what's happened down in Spain. In the Italia Serie A, Empoli 1, Como 0, that's a full-time results, Parma 0, Genova 1, and Lazio 1, Cagliari 1. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm just going to quickly check. Yep, the manager for Lazio is Marco Baroni. And for Cagliari is David Nicola. And I'm just looking at that. And yeah, Pellegrini's son is playing there for Lazio. Mina, a Colombian player, he's playing for obviously Cagliari, ex-Everton player there. But at the moment it's 1-1 there into the second half. Also here at Craven Cottage, It's still 1-1. The second half just kicking off. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C Palace. Please hit a like. Please subscribe at Diego C Palace if you are new. And here we go. They're kicking off now. Just looking to see if there is any no, I can't see any changes from what I can see. That's offside. Iwobi now is offside. Free kick there for Brentford now. Leno in goal for Fulham. Right back there. Tete, Goki Anderson, ex-Crystal Palace player there, centre-back, of course, Bassey, and on the left-back there's for Fulham, it's Robinson. In the pivot there of the midfield, they've got Andres Pereira with Burge up in front of them. On the wings, you've got Iwobi and Nelson from one side, and in between them, just behind the striker, we've got Smith Rowe. So Iwobi, Smith Rowe, and Nelson, they'll know each other well from Arsenal days back, no doubt, and Jimenez. And Fulham fans may be asking, why are we becoming the retirement home for Arsenal rejects or players? I'll say that all, but they're not. I think Iwobi, Smith Rowe, and Nelson are very good players. So they are 1-0 down. In the first half, around 20 minutes. Good press, good possession play by Brentford, and going into the 25th minute or thereabouts, Jeanette of Brentford rocket of a shot, and midfielder of Fulham giving him too much time and space on the ball, and it was one of those shots that once it gets hit, it stays hit. For Brentford, Thomas Frank has started with Flecken in goal. Roosevelt, Collins, Pinnock, and Vanderberg as a back four for Brentford. In the pivot there, in midfield, they've got Norgard and Jarnett, and either side of them up top as wingers, they've got Bimumo and Lewis Potter, and in the middle, they've got Damsgaard, and up top, they've got Wissa. Now, there is Adam Traore is on the bench for Fulham. I can see here Diop, Castagna, and for Brentford you got me, Valdes Simpson, and Jensen. So there's some options then. Carvalho there as well. So there's some option. Referee tonight is Stuart Artwell. And it's just shot to goal there. That's a goal kick now. Look at that again. Iwobi, what's wrong with you? He's got, you know, that Iwobi's got the technical ability to do much better in that situation, and he didn't get it on target. He needs to get at times like this when you're a goal behind, you need to just get it on target. Ask a question of the opposition goalkeeper or whichever defender happens to be in the way. The VAR referee is Paul Tierney. I'm not going to say anything about him. Real talk, but. The breaking news that happened earlier on today is that Edu, the sporting director, is leaving or has left Arsenal. And Vanderberg, referee, is that a foul? Good control there by Anderson. Oh, Nelson was in there. I can't lie. That was a poor ball there by Pereira, I think it was. Nelson could have been in there on a one-on-one. Pereira getting away there, in my opinion. good possessional play by Brentford. They do know how to keep it, I can't lie. That's got to all come from Thomas Frank, the Brentford manager. And I think there's more goals in this half, in this match. And actually, let me look at the table. What's going on? I should really look at this. Yeah, Fulham are the closest to us, with Brentford a bit further up. So ideally, we want Fulham to drop points as a Crystal Palace fan, although we're nowhere near. Well, we're only 5 points off Fulham. So there you go, as it stands. But at the moment, it's really a mid-table duel here between Brentford away at Craven Cottage and Fulham. Odegaard, here's a corner here. The combination of Reece Nelson and Alex Iwobi has come out into the second half with more impetus to get at the Brentford backline, to find an angle between the lines. Right forward corner from Robinson there on the ball there, following the set piece. Collins. Good defending by Brentford. That's a free kick, surely, ref. For me, Brentford are very well organised when it comes to defending set pieces. And also when they are taking the set pieces, they can be a bit scary, I can't lie. Jimenez. Right, I'll tell you this much. When you go to Craven Cottage as a football fan, if you get there early enough, you can see the coaches arrive for both home and away. It's a very old stadium next to the river, limited space for cars and the coaches coming in. And if you get there early enough, you can catch a good glimpse. There's a statue outside Craven Cottage. Go and stand by there to the right-hand side. I beg your pardon, to the left-hand side, because on the right-hand side now they won't let you stand no more. They've cordoned that off just for the officials and for the players when they come off the coaches. So as the coaches pull up, you need to be where the statue is. You need to be behind the statue. And if you're there at the front, you can get a nice glimpse of your players, of the away coaches as well. But Craven Cottage is a very old school stadium, and it has a very characteristic atmosphere. One that I would like to see as a neutral would be Fulham versus Chelsea. In that stadium, we see how they behave, how the fans behave each other. But Brentford and Fulham are not too far away. They're both in West London. And the high press from Brentford, the way that they defend set pieces are very good, very well disciplined, very well practiced. This has got to come from Thomas Frank, the manager. I expect maybe that's why some Manchester United fans wanted Thomas Frank to be as a possibility for them to go up there, but it never happened. Very good manager, Thomas Frank, in my opinion. Oh, penalty area now. Bassey, Tete and Anderson defending. Brentford are pressing real high up. Coulson, Anderson and Tete in that instance, a lot of problems. Lewis. Oh. Good defending there by Tete. interception there around the back, and now it's a Brentford corner. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at JFC Palace. Doing the watch alongs for now. This instance, other Premier League fixtures with a bit of a twist of breaking news for those Arsenal fans out there. What's his name? Edu leaving the role of sporting director out there and leaving a complete mess at Arsenal. As an outsider looking into that football club, I can't lie, but it's still nil to Fulham nil, Brentford 1. Brentford. Oh, someone's getting the book in there. Referee. Well, you know, with the referee decisions on Sunday and a Saturday, you don't know what you're going to get from the officials these days. You just don't. Oh, big up to you. Hello. Big up to you, James Stone. Hello. Big up to you, James Stone. Thank you for dropping in. You're an absolute legend. James Stone there in the chat. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you for dropping in. Means the world. And dropping a comment there. Same for you, Shay Arsenal. Believe me, when you're on the early stages of content creating and learning how to do all these watch-alongs and all this lot, and ultra, I mean, I'm finding out when you do these watch-alongs, you get the nibbles, and you want to eat and drink a lot. But I'm lucky because I've got my Crystal Palace Women's Barclays Champions Cup from last season, the 23-24 season. Crystal Palace Women won the championship. Whenever I drink out of this cup, I always have a good afternoon or good evening. Real talk. Big up to the Crystal Palace Women there. And actually, get online. There's a lot of merchandise at cpfc.co.uk with the Crystal Palace Women there. Their new gear. They've got the same shirt as us, but they've got a new sponsor. That's the sponsor for the men's at Crystal Palace. The sponsors for the women is TEN10. And legend, more like a legend. Look, yeah, that's right. The way you going on about sometimes, Mr. James Stone, I'll say no more. I'm saying no more. Listen, I've got receipts on you. I'm going to hand them out. Just like that. I'm not going to let them. Yeah, I should take that back, legend. Probably no. I mean, the way you limp around as well, no doubt. Legend, yeah, leg. Only one leg, mate. Let me just say that. If you anybody out there with only one leg. Yeah, I told you someone got a yellow card there, and that was a harsh challenge there by Mosley, taking morsels of out of the Fulham right back there, no doubt. And I tell you, mate, I've got the receipts. They're ready. They're lined up, not just for tonight, but for some other nights. Real talk. Look into my eye. But also, I've heard little whispers because Arsenal, the way Arsenal fans are, and because they see themselves in the dire straits of having paid all these players all this money, no doubt by Edu's signing the checks or whatever it is. I think with Arsenal players, if you go and play for Arsenal, once you get there as a player and you get to decide how much you want to get paid, you say, yeah, I'll take that. It's like you open the drawer and you help yourself. Yeah, I'll have that bag of money. And that's how it is at Arsenal. And they do okay and all that. And basically, if you look at the volumes of Arsenal players still on the books on high wages, it will make your eyes water. And as a neutral, go and have a look. You think, what? And that's what it does left. A mess there. Players overpaid. And it's financial mire there at the moment. And I've heard a whisper, as always, whenever a sporting director is required at any Premier League club, what the football fans do, they go, oh, where's Dougie Freeman? Is he available? Well, I'll tell you something, Arsenal fans. I'll tell you once and I'll tell you second time. Dougie Freeman is not going anywhere near your football club, all right? He's not available. He's not going anywhere near, all right? Dougie Freeman is eating well. He's eating good at Selhurst Park, okay? Unbelievable. Can we get rid? Now, come on, be patient with Nketiah. He just hasn't scored. He needs to score a goal with the ball coming off his kneecap or off his I don't know, some part of his body, I don't know, but he just needs a couple of goals and he'll get going. He's working hard, but the formation that um, Oliver Glasner's playing over there, he's playing it with the wingers throwing the ball in, and obviously he's a small fella, isn't it? He's a small fella. He's not a lanky fella. It's like JP, and waste of our money. Now, if you look at when I first heard about Eddie Nketiah coming to Palace, I says, look, I remember that, and I mentioned it when Eddie Nketiah was first. You can look back because I was at Selhurst Park, and I said about Eddie Nketiah. I saw Eddie Nketiah when he was playing for Arsenal last season, doing high fives because they won 1-0 against us. But against us last season, Arsenal failed to score from open play, and all I've got to say is that Eddie Nketiah felt he had a one-on-one with Sam Johnston, and Sam Johnston had him in his pocket. So it could well be you got the vibes. Then you're hitting on a point that maybe we've overpaid for him. I don't think we have. I think we can get a return on him. No patience made anything for us doesn't have working and it's useless. Oh my God, you really are handing that receipt to Paul Nketiah. Listen, I am going to fight Nketiah's corner until he gets between 5 and 10 goals at the end of the season. Come back to me at the end of the season, and I bet you he'll get between 5 and 10 goals in the Premier League alone. It's just he needs to get going. He needs to get a couple of feelings like then he goes. Right. But having said that, I said that back in the day about Nketiah. He's not he's going to get game time at Crystal Palace, and he has been doing so. And sometimes I feel that when strikers are not scoring consistently, it's that when the moment comes, they're overthinking it. It's not because they don't have the technical ability of how to score. It's just they're overconfident. Oh, there's a cross here, and is that? Oh no, I thought that might have been a possible shout for a penalty. But yeah, be lucky to get 10 or 5 completed. No, you're taking liberties of Nketiah. No, listen, I've seen his work rate, and he's had a few opportunities in the Premier League, and for me, we need him. Yeah, he's up there. He's up there for a reason. So he needs to score. So, the thing is, for me, Ismail Isa, JP, and Eddie Nketiah, they're 3 complete different type of strikers. So the formation can't be suited to them. It's what Oliver Glasner has available with the injuries that we have at the moment, and then everybody has to knuckle down. And what I do like about Eddie Nketiah is that he tracks back, and he sometimes does do strikers challenges, and he concedes free kicks, but he is trying hard. You ever go to away games? Yeah, I can sometimes when I can get tickets. If you look on my channel, the last away game that I was for the Crystal Palace men was at the Bridge. And believe me, to get tickets to go to Chelsea, once they get a release at the box office, the wonderful people at the box office, they do what they can because only get a certain amount of allocation. You know how jammy the Chelsea fans are and not giving away tickets. So I managed to get myself an away ticket at the Bridge in the end. And it's early on in the season, and yeah, we came across there. I only go. Well, if you can go only away games, good for you, mate. That's a lovely one. Do you know what? I used to go to a lot more away games back in the day, Gillingham, all these other places when we were in different divisions. And I'm old school. I prefer to stand up while I watch my football. It's the way it is. It's the very first game I went to at Selhurst Park at the Arthur Way stand. I stood up because I was at the back of the Arthur Way stand where the away fans actually stand now. No one really sits there. Everyone has to stand up. And and since then, I've always enjoyed standing, watching football. So it's if you get an opportunity, James, to go to away games, definitely take it up and go to it. I remember one away game I went to at Pompey, at Portsmouth. Oh my days, I'll never forget that one. If you go to Portsmouth and you stand behind the goal, literally the pitch is there, chest level. It's like there. So like when you're standing behind it, if you're not as lanky as you probably are, James Stone, but I'm not that tall. Well, I am tall, but not lanky like JP as John Philippe Mateta, if you like. Basically the pitch is like this, so you're like really in touch with what's going on with the pitch there, Pompey. And I'll never forget that for that reason. The second reason was um, when I left Portsmouth, the Portsmouth ground. It took me nearly 3.5 hours just to find a car. I parked it somewhere and all the streets just looked the same. I thought I lost, someone stole the bleeding car. But I thought, come on, I'm not up in Liverpool. No, you know what I mean? I hope there's no scousers out there, Liverpool fans. But I thought to myself, there's no way that was going to nick my car second hand. You know what I mean? That was going to take it. But it took me nearly it took me the best part of 3 hours and a bit to find the car, and in the end, I was exhausted so much that I did not have the energy to actually just drive back up north from Portsmouth. But yeah, I'll never forget that. It was not because so much of the match; it's because it took me so long to find the car. I just parked it in a place where everything looked the same, and I just couldn't find it. And in the end, that's like when you can't find your car, you just use the alarm. You think you're pressing it, and I hope that it flashes. And you go, oh, there you go. No, we're Liverpool. Oh no, you live in Liverpool. Oh shit. Oh no. Listen. I've been to Anfield twice. Once where Julian Gray scored the winning goal there. 2-1. Steve Campbell was our manager, and evening kickoffs at Anfield. And I've also been up to Goodison Park up there. But yeah, no, I have actually driven once, but not for Liverpool games. I've driven up to Liverpool for the Everton game, and then. But that time I didn't worry too much about the car when I went up there because I stayed in the B&B for that Everton game, yeah. So yeah, the car was all right. You're one of those who doesn't like Kamada. Listen, there's a reason why Oliver Glasner's brought him in. See, this is the problem with Crystal Palace fans. The moment that we get a Crystal Palace manager that comes in that tries to play a little bit differently from the usual 4-4-2 or 4-3-3 formation, and they try and do something different like Oliver Glasner is trying to do with the three at the back, with the wingers with Tyrone Mitchell and Daniel Munoz winging it either side and using the pivots of the likes of Adam Walton in the middle with Jefferson Lerma in the middle, and then using the Prowse of Eze, JP and Nketiah if you want up top. The moment we got a Crystal Palace manager that tries to do something different formation-wise, and they bring in a player like Daichi Kamada, they go, no! But I have to say, the way Oliver Glasner did start Daichi Kamada in the number 8 position, i.e. in Jefferson Lerma's position, I didn't like that at first because I was thinking at first, why are you playing him there? Play Jefferson Lerma there, but Jefferson Lerma was then asked to play as a left back because we had injuries to Gahey, I think was when before. And then what happened? Jefferson Lerma got injured at playing out of position. Daichi Kamada, you can't play Sydney, he never will. You're right. You can't. Yeah, and you know what? You're saying that, and I agree with you in the sense that Oliver Glasner's actually acknowledged that in one of the press conferences. He says he didn't prefer to play, which I found it strange because managers don't usually say which player they don't like to play in his position because it kind of that should be kept indoors, in my opinion, in the changing room to tell players you're not playing there because I just don't trust you there. You know what I mean? But he actually did say, yeah, Daichi Kamada, he'd rather not have him play in the role of the number 8. The best number 8 at the moment on the books is if he was not injured, if no injuries whatsoever, we'll be checking the code. That's why Liverpool were after him 2 seasons ago or season and a half ago. Liverpool were going to sign him when Jurgen Klopp was still tinkering about whether shall I stay or shall I go. That's what, and then he nearly signed in Checky Decoria was linked. I don't think it was officially approached, but there was a lot of rumor that he was going to go up there. But then Checky Decoria got injured, and then boom, Dougie Freeman sprinkled dust, and in the transfer window, as he does always, pound for pound, the best sporting director. And Arsenal fans, Dougie Freeman is not available, right? He's not going to your football club. It's Arsenal fans. When I heard that this afternoon, I thought, "No, you're taking liberties, it's Arsenal fans." But anyway, but yeah, DJ Kamada, he can't play in the CM. But I agree with you. Having said that, when he played in that role against Liverpool, now what's the Liverpool? No, it was against Manchester United, isn't it? And someone tackled him and nearly chopped off his leg. It was Manchester United, and it was when we won. No, it was a draw. I can't remember. But I remember Daichi Kamada. I think it might have been Martinez Lisandro, because it always seems to be him. Double-footed studs on him. So for commitment, by playing out of position for Daichi Kamada, I'll give him that. And there's some substitution going on here in the Fulham Brentford road. But for me, I agree with you 100%, James Stone, that Daichi Kamada can't play in that role. But if all your CMs are injured, you got to put someone in there. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, don't get me going about that referee with Wolves. We should have had that goal when Daniel Munoz he was there with the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper had two hands on the ball, but the contact of Daniel Munoz there, if you look at it, for me, I don't think he moved his arm that was holding the ball. He let go of the ball, and then suddenly, union of goalkeepers. And what annoyed me the most on that and their last minute goal by Mateta was that the VAR didn't look at it closely. I think VAR decided to go, before looking at it, we'll go with what Anthony Taylor was. I think that was the referee. And I'm actually getting to know the names of the VAR officials, more than actually what's going on the pitch. That's how inconsistent, and how I'm not asking for favours from these referees, and I don't know what they get paid or don't get paid, but they need investment in training and playing. They've got the technology there, and for me, even if you look at it afterwards, I'm sure as a neutral, you think yourself, that is a harsh goal to be chalked off, and that's not the first one. At the beginning of the season, Ebrieze had a goal chalked off as well, and even the referees looking on the referees, they're saying, "Yeah, we made a mistake." Well, I'm fed up with sorry and getting apologies from the FA, and I'm fed up with Arsenal fans and Manchester United fans and Manchester City fans and Liverpool fans always getting the VAR decisions and all the refereeing decisions always going their way when they're playing against my Palace at Selhurst Park, as always. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just saying that, and I'm saying that with chest. But having said that, how was your afternoon or evening? Anyway. Yeah, I always use that the game. Well, there you go. So you saw it. There you go. You saw it at the Wolverhampton. I haven't been to Molineux. The last time I went to Molineux, Simon Jordan was in charge. I remember driving up there, evening kickoff, and yeah, so it was at that time. But Molineux, and you know what? I did, because I did a watch along with that, Jamestown, with the Wolves game. Their manager, right? He put on a triple substitution, and you could hear every Wolverhampton Wanderers fan in the stadium, and those anywhere else, even as far as Scotland or East Anglia or the South Coast. You could hear all the Wolverhampton Wanderers fans going boo, and they were chucking their manager underneath the bench, underneath the bus, and then 2 minutes later they equalised. And then 3 minutes later, they went ahead. And then suddenly, they all started, they all started singing. These Wolverhampton Wanderers, these Wolves fans, unbelievable. The cheek of them, the cheek of it, these Wolves fans, they were absolutely dreadful. They only sing when they're winning. The length of the pitch opposite to the manager, a very good view of the game. There you go. So you had a good view of it. This is what I'm talking about. We're not. I mean, I don't know if you are, but Not many of us. I've never refereed a match. But sometimes when you look at some of the decisions and you're thinking, all right, I don't have the textbook and I don't have the experience, but I can see that that's just taking the bubble. It's taking the piss. And it's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, some of these decisions. And for me, we've had points, and not just to mention that, Oliver Glasner in the post-match conference of the Wolves game, he pointed out clearly that we should have had a penalty because the Wolves player, the ball was there and the arm was there and the ball was there stopped by him. He was like literally going to go like that and do a bit of basketball there. You know what I mean? That's like it was, the Wolves player handling the ball there, nearly double dribbled with the ball on his hand. And he still didn't get a red card. It's absolutely ridiculous inconsistency of referee decisions. And Oliver Glasner pointed that out. A lot of pressure on Oliver Glasner. But from the matches that I have seen, James, at Selhurst Park, the effort of the players, they're digging deep, they're working hard to try and get the job done with the new players coming in, the ones returning from injuries. I can see that. I'll tell you this much, James, if you're still there. When I know at Selhurst Park, when I know our manager can't go on anymore as our manager, and I always look to the Holmesdale stand that and our Crystal Palace, the ultras there, right? When they went last season, it wasn't the fact that we lost against Bournemouth, it was a mannerism how we lost against Bournemouth, and because I sit near the tunnel, I can see Roy Hodgson and Ray Wilkins, and his coaching staff. They're in the touchline, and then I looked over to my right, and I could feel, I can sense that the Homestead and the ultras there, they just went quiet. They just went silently quiet, and that's when I knew for myself, shit, that's it. I don't think Roy will recover for them. But give credit to Roy Hodgson; he still kept on going, and I hope he's feeling better. I know he got sick at the end of it. Yeah, Wolverhampton Wanderers. With Wolverhampton Wanderers, with that, yeah, if they're scoring, they're making a lot of noise. And I tell you something, driving away from Villa Park after a game, driving away from in your own motor with from Molyneux. Oh my days, the traffic. Maybe there's shortcuts. Maybe, but these days you just can't because there's all these roads that are blocked off and all that. But it's just it's ridiculous. You're better off just sort of having a kip in the motor. You know what I mean? Get yourself a burger or something. You just have a kip in the motor and just wait like an hour and a half or 2 hours and just wait for everything to die down, and then you can drive out. Oh my days! But having said that, I would like to see a game between Wolves as a neutral just to see the atmosphere. I think the only time they have an atmosphere at Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molyneux would be when they're facing West Brom and or when they're facing Birmingham City, I suppose. I would have thought that would be the thing. Let the rain take the train. Listen, I'll tell you something. I was doing trains. Where have I done the trains? I have to actually take 2 trains. Talking about the trains, well, it's underground actually. When I go and watch the Crystal Palace women at the VBDS stadium in Sutton, so I've got to take 2 trains. No, actually, yeah, it's 2 trains literally, and then 1 bus if I'm not taking the thing. And yeah, you can relax from the driving and all that. The problem is going to evening games at the Sutton stadium, the BBS stadium where the Crystal Palace unders and the Darren Powell and the Crystal Palace women sometimes play. It's just too late to get out of them. If you haven't got a motor to get on the bus, you have to cross that park. You don't know what's going on in the park at that time of night. If you know, you know. Or if you don't, well, Google it. and you want to get to the other end to get on your bus to get onto the train, things can happen. Do you know what I mean? So, so if it's too late, I was like, oh no, it's just too dangerous. You have to walk around that park to get to the bus that you might want to get to the London Underground station that's in Malden. Yeah, so that kind of take the strain. I do agree with that. The train can sometimes help until someone sits next to you that who hasn't had a bath or anything like that. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So you can't have your cheesy biscuits. Oh, one of these. I'll tell you a story. Last season, got up early, got myself ready. I was going to watch the Crystal Palace women at home at the BBS Stadium, and they were playing against who was it? I'm pretty sure it was the Birmingham women. I think it was the Birmingham women. And the night before, it was raining a lot. So I kind of noticed that something wasn't right for two reasons. Because when I went there, I got on my train, and I tell you, someone dropped a stinker on that train. Oh my God, everyone on that train on that morning was like, for flipping hell. Do you know what I mean? It kind of like is one of those that when you leave the train, you can actually still that you're in different air condition and you can still smell the bleeding thing. It was that bad, and it wasn't me. I smelt it first, but I didn't dealt it. All right, but it was a terrible one. So I knew I was kicking off with a bad start that morning, and then eventually I get to the BBS Stadium. And as I'm getting there, the Crystal Palace women, they were driving out on their motors. Elise Hughes was driving out. Molly May Sharp was driving out. And I'm thinking, where are you lot going? The match hasn't started yet. Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing. And then the coach from the Birmingham women, I think it was the Birmingham women, they just drove off. And I was thinking, oh, here we go. Here we go. I've had to sit through that stinker of a bomb, of a smelly fart on the train on the way here, and now they've cancelled the game. It was absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But I had to put up with that. I did actually do a good video that day. But anyway, back to the match here. It's Fulham 0, Brentford 1. If you know, you know. Yeah, definitely. I'm telling you, mate. I mean, if you got to drop one, you got to drop one. But do you know what I mean? Do it discreetly. You know. Cheers for that. Yeah, hopefully against Fulham, we need to. I mean, we're going to be up against Joachim Anderson, so Joachim Anderson knows us well, and it looks like here, Eddie and Nketiah should know how to beat the likes of Iwobi, Smith Rowe, and Nelson. They know each other well. I mean, half of this Fulham side is practically an Arsenal side. Andres Pereira, he used to play. They're staying nearly, but yeah, good luck to you. Thanks for dropping in, James Stone. And yeah, come on, Palace. We need to get 3 points, and hopefully we just need to get a little bit of rubber to green. I'm going to wear my lucky hat, and oh my blooming thing! Look, you're talking about good luck. Everything's falling down. I'm only going to try and lift that up again because it'll only fall down again. I should have watched that Blue Peter episode where they used the double-sided sticker tape. Biddy Baxter will be disappointed in my effort there. I can't lie. No! Oh! Near post, deflection, corner. Iwobi again playing the wrong pass there, in my opinion, and Fulham not being able to be successful in the last third there. Once in front of goal and nowhere near goal. Marco Silva, the manager for Fulham, will be very disappointed with that. They're at home. And but Brentford are very well disciplined. They defend set pieces very well, in my opinion. Another substitution coming on here. earlier on, Lewis Potter was taken off, and Fabio Carvalho came on. Damsgaard, he came off, and Jensen came on, and Wissa came off, and Sade came on. That was a double substitution on 72 minutes for Brentford. They're ahead. This is how the squad in depth is enough and sufficient enough for Thomas Frank to dominate, to start the match, to dominate the match, to keep the possession of the ball, and then getting a goal ahead, and then doing a triple substitution there. Thomas Frank, a very, very good manager there. And as I said earlier on, no surprise there that no surprise that they were that football clubs like Manchester United or other football clubs that are looking to change managers, that they will look at the likes of Thomas Frank. Well, Marco Silva, of course, a very experienced manager. He'll be frustrated that their players are not able to get things over the line. Fulham are breaking here. Could they get a late minute equaliser here? Left hand chime, Iwobi. Iwobi's had so much time on the ball in this first and second half. Oh! Play on by the referee. He's forcing it in. Left hand side there. There's a ricochet of the ball. It's like a pinball. Castagna. That's a corner now. So Fulham, if Fulham could have a little bit of a quality in the last third, a little bit of finesse, they might have got an equaliser in this match. But what a terrible corner. Yeah, Fulham for all their build-up play, whatever they can create, for me, they can not, or I hope they play like this against my Palace. They just can't score. They could have a barn door open there that literally has a goal with no goalkeeper, and they still wouldn't be able to find a goal. That's how they are right now. For me, I think Smith Rowe's playing a bit too deep at times. Maybe he's tracking back to help out too many times. Please subscribe at Diego C. Palace if you are new. Bassett shooting. Oh, no one there to pick up what's left over. Berger, they're nearly there, coming forward from the centre, from the midfield area. He's very good passer of the ball, but a lot of substitutions by Fulham on 73 minutes. Double substitution: Tete off, Castagna on, Jimenez off, Munez on, Rodrigo Munez on. On 82 minutes, Smith Rowe was substituted. Carney coming on. Iwobi again down the left-hand side. For me, the best player on the pitch is the defending of Collins, which is Brentford centre-back. So cool on the ball, in sort of difficult situations where other centre-backs would panic and maybe do the wrong option. Cool as a cucumber there. Collins, the Brentford centre-back there. Very good defender. Oh, big up to you, Steve. Thank you very much. for dropping in, Steve. Big up to you. I hope you're doing all right. My prediction was 1, so I need a Fulham goal. Well, I don't need Fulham to score. I want them to lose because they're the closest to us on the table as a salty Crystal Palace fan. And also, we're playing them next on Saturday or Sunday or Saturday. But I agree with you. I think it's going to be a Brentford win. Big up to you, Steve. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you very much, mate. I'm eating too much. I'm eating too. This is watch along, Steve. I'm just eating so many things. I think during one of his watch alongs, I'm going to bring in a KFC, Steve. Real talk. With a little mixture of Burger King onion rings. Don't get me going. Don't get me going. See, my mind's wandering now. Burger there. Point out wide there for Tiori. Oh, there you go. What a goal. Erling Haaland, move aside. Did you just see that? Did you see that? Steve, what an entrance there by you, Steve. You came on to say it'll be 1-1, and look what's just happened. Erling Haaland, move aside. Look at that goal. Look at that goal by Wilson. Oh, my God. And what a substitution there by Marco Silva, bringing him on 82 minutes, taking off Reece Nelson and bringing on. What a goal. What a beautiful goal. If you are a neutral, go and watch that goal by Wilson there on 82 minutes. Well deserved that. They were nowhere in it. A little bit of quality, a little bit of class there by Fulham and the Fulham home crowd. You can hear about the Craven Cottage there now coming to a song now. That is up there with goal of the month and could be up there as goal of the season. Real talk, big up to you, Steve. You were on spot on there. It's now 1-1. Fulham 1, Brentford 1. What a goal in Wilson. Brentford, Thomas Frank will be disappointed to let that slip. Again, they've dropped a lot of points at the end of the matches recently. And after all that work in the first half, in the second half, to concede a goal in 90 minutes plus 1 minute. That's a kick. Oh, that's a kick. That's a kick. I can't tell. I mean, really, if Erling Haaland is watching this match, if there's any City fans out there, they'll be saying, oh, hello, we'll have a bit of that. Who's that? The thing is, right, when Wilson got hold of the ball, he's so close to the goal. So to get it over and to get it into the corner, what a goal. Written over. You're saying that now, Steve, but I've watched most of this match. And I tell you something, Steve, Fulham, I didn't see Fulham scoring because they just couldn't get it over the last third. They were just not confident enough. They were like overcomplicating it in the last third. Iwobi had a lot of the ball. And then Smith Rowe was taken off. So they lost that prowess, in my opinion, that attacking prowess that they have. And it wasn't landing properly for Jimenez. So for me, no, I don't think Fulham was going to score. But the moment you came into the chat, then suddenly, what a goal. That goal could be ending up. That could be goal of the month if they're still doing that competition. Marco Silva would be a very relief manager there. Thomas Frank, the manager for Brentford, will be saying to himself, that's 2 points dropped. No doubt. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to UCL tomorrow. Real talk. Valio! Ooh! Oh, there's still seconds here. Oh my God. Oh my days. How did Brentford not get the winning goal just then? How did Brentford not get the winning goal there? Oh my days. How did Carvalho not score there in the last minute there? I think that's Berger there putting in the tackle there. And but for Carvalho, what an opportunity to grab the 3 points for Brentford. Excuse me. Oh my days, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Here comes in the corner now for Brentford. Headed back in now. There's still more to have a little nibble at this match. Real talk. Castagna, Anderson. Fulham on the ball here. Coming down the right-hand side of the pitch. It was 7 or 8 minutes now. We were only supposed to have 6, I think, or 5. Can they win it here? Fulham. Oh! Oh my days! Oh my days! What just happened? I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Big up to you, Steve. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Oh my God. What have I just witnessed? Where did Fulham get this? Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh my days. Done a goal for Wilson and the Traore assist. The pace of Adam Traore. It was all oiled up. How did this match end the way it's ended? It was nowhere in the 90 minutes. In the whole 90 minutes, Fulham were not getting a goal scoring. Extra time started and then boom. This guy who scored won the goal, Wilson, he's now just scored another. Oh my days. Top. Whoa! It was like he took off his hat. Wilson took off his hat. He went pow! And as soon as the ball came off the head, bish bash boom. Brentford will be furious. I tell you, mate, they'll be dribbling. Things coming out of their mouths. They'll be going, I tell you, mate, they would want to bite back on this one. How does this match ever happen? Throughout the whole 90 minutes of the match, I tell you something, ladies and gentlemen out there, big up to you, Steve. Look into my eye. Let me tell you something. Fulham were nowhere near to scoring. They just couldn't get it. They could get the ball up to the last third of the play, but there was just no calmness, no just natural essence to just say, right, we're going to score now, and they just score. They couldn't do it. They could not score in the 90 minutes. How Brentford will be asking, why are we 9 minutes? Why are we playing 9 minutes when it was only officially 6 minutes of additional minimal time? The Fulham, and there's the full-time whistle. Oh my days. What a climax to this match. I could not, there's no way anyone out there could have told me that in additional extra time of the second half, Fulham were going to score 2 goals. It wasn't going to happen. No way. Oh my days. How did that just happen? Can somebody explain to me how did that just happen? And I'm kind of getting a little bit worried because we got Fulham at the weekend. At 90 minutes, Fulham were defending like next to nothing. They were putting everything behind the ball. The moment the game goes into extra time, it's like a complete different side. It's like they waited on purpose just to get everyone off guard. and it's like Fulham, Fulham, didn't look like they were going to score in 90 minutes, and they didn't score in 90 minutes. And in the extra time, Fulham were the better side, but Brentford, Thomas Frank, as you pointed out there, Brentford will be furious. Oh my God, that's an understatement. They dominated the whole 90 minutes of the match. They were on top of everything. And how did they not forever? Oh, you didn't go to. All right, yeah. Because what I've seen better is a 0-0. It wasn't big. Oh, I see. A bowling, 10-pin bowling. Yeah, listen, have a good one, mate. They closed down the bowling place that I had near where I live. Too many dodgy dealings going. Too many bad things going on there. So they closed it down. I don't feel we're making enough money. Good. I'm glad you enjoy your bowling. It's 10-pin bowling, yeah. And oh, that's when Arsenal lost 4-1 to Chelsea in the Europa League Cup final in Baku. Yeah, that can't be easy. Imagine going that far to watch your team and then losing 4-1. I mean, that one just tickle you. That will really that will give you an itch for some time, I reckon. Talking about Arsenal, they're in dire straits right now. They're in free fall in the Premier League. They've got players out of confidence, overpaid. A lot of people on their books, and the sporting director is taking his 10% and cleared off somewhere else now. We'll play golf next time. It's free stadiums. Listen, if you can get to free stadiums, what I would say, the weather is picking up now, Steve. So if you get a chance to go and photograph more stadiums, wrap up good. I'll tell you this much, because the weather's starting to get a bit nippy out there. I can't lie. But yeah, good luck to you on your and get some photographs there. I'm a little bit worried now because we got anybody else out there listen this well. Crystal Palace have got Fulham on Saturday, and Fulham now, their away fans, their players. We've got Joe Anderson coming back to our Crystal Palace there. Of course, he now plays for Fulham. And then they're coming with their tails up. Oh no. That equaliser from Wilson, the Fulham player, the equaliser. So when it went to 1-1, I'll tell you something. That's the type of goal that Erling Haaland does. And the way the player can improvise to move his body, to move the outside of his foot, and to get the ball over the line. It's remarkable. And then, of course, he scored that massive header at the end. And wow. What a match. But I'll tell you something, I'm a little bit worried as a Crystal Palace fan, because we've got Fulham next, and they've got some bite to themselves. They've got their fight to themselves. They have a bit of a belief there. Had they lost 1-0, that would have helped Crystal Palace, I think, come the weekend. But now that they've won, actually, let me look at the table. Oh, Fulham go to 9th. Manchester United are in 13th now. But Fulham there go above Brentford now. and they're on 15 points. Oh my God, it's going to be a difficult one on Sunday. Yeah, wear gloves. And fine problem that I have when I wear gloves is then I either lose a glove or I lose something else. And hopefully, just don't lose your phone, Steve, or don't lose anything else that's important, your keys or your pass or whatever you got. So, but I always say just make sure your feet are dry and have a decent cover your chest, and then also have a decent hat, and you'll be all right. Keep your head and your feet dry, and you should be all right. But I hope you get good weather to get the 3 stadiums in. But what a match! What a match between Fulham and Brentford. I'm going to do a recap now. For the 90 minutes, Brentford were very good in the possession of the ball, in the build-up of the ball. When Brentford defend set pieces, they're very well organised. It's very difficult to break them down. For me, Brentford, I was going to go for their best player was Collins, but how can you take it away? How can you take it away from the best player of the match? It has to go to the substitute, Wilson, coming on. When did he come on anyway? Oh, he came on the 82 minutes. So he came on before. Yeah, he replaced Reece Nelson, the ex-Arsenal player. But Wilson, oh my days! What a game for him! What a confidence booster it will be for him. I hope he doesn't start against my Palace this Saturday. Oh my days! But if you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Tyler. There's 2 breaking news earlier on today. It was confirmed that Edu, the sporting director at Arsenal, was what's happening now? The sporting director at at Arsenal it's off his way to a new pastures. He's kind of left, in my opinion, as a outsider looking into that football club, he's left Arsenal with excessive number of people earning vast amounts of money on long-term contracts. So financially, the club is stuck financially, and there's a lot of players that are overpaid, underperforming, and there's a lot of players there that, quite frankly, are getting paid a particular wage, but they're not delivering it on the pitch. So that in essence, what I'm saying is a lot of Arsenal players have been rewarded financially before they've actually delivered anything in their careers or even for Arsenal. And the consequences of that is whomever the next sporting director is at Arsenal is basically going to be going in, and it's their first job is going to be clear the books, clear anyone off the books, regardless of the situation. And that's going to have a consequence on whoever the manager is. For me, they should never have appointed Edu. They should never have appointed Mikel Arteta because of the lack of experiences that they had prior for them being appointed at Arsenal. I'm not just saying that, just look at it. Okay? Because the consequences is that both Edu and Mikel Arteta have now spent over 350 million net spend since they've been there, 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. And anybody out there, ask any Arsenal fan how many trophies they've got in their cabinet. Is Arsenal now have become the Tottenham Hotspur Mark II, the club in London that get no silverware? Crystal Palace, we got silverware. Crystal Palace women delivered silver last season. Darren Powell, our under 21s, he delivered silverware, and so there you go. It's about silverware, right? That was one breaking. Another breaking news is Ruben Amorim, the incoming Manchester United manager. I think it's on the 11th. He becomes the manager. But tomorrow night, his side, Sporting, is going to be facing Manchester City today at the pre-match conference. Ruben Amorim was asked why weren't you speaking English, but he kept to Portuguese. Muito obrigado, hombre, and he just carried on speaking Portuguese, and it was basically he said officially that he's going to be fighting for his Sporting side tomorrow, and although it is against Manchester City, but that's all he's going to be focused on. But everybody knows that a lot of the players that play for Sporting right now will be looking to see if they can jump over to Manchester United come the January transfer window, and expect some of them win. Everyone's going to be watching that match tomorrow in the Champions League between Sporting versus Manchester City, because they'll be trying to analyse which of the players playing for Ruben Amorim, which one of those players will be going to Manchester United come the January transfer window. And I tell you something, a lot of the Manchester United players will be looking at that match and they'll be saying, I'm in trouble here because that player over there, he's got the techers on me. I'm not going to be able to beat that. So they'll probably be on the blower to their agent. Another thing that I heard, which I think was a little bit of banter between football fans, is that now that Arsenal have lost a sporting director, they'll be looking for a replacement sporting director. So I'm just saying to Arsenal fans, Dougie Freeman is not going anywhere. All right? Every time that a Premier League club is looking for a sporting director, why do they always start talking about, what about Dougie? Well, it's good that people talk about Dougie in positive ways, but I'm just saying, Dougie Freeman didn't go to Newcastle, didn't go to Manchester United, and Arsenal fans, he's certainly not going to your football club, all right? All right? If he does, I'll eat this hat. I will eat it in whole. It's not happening. All right, Arsenal fans? Right. Full-time results for today, the 4th of November. It's ending in the Italia Serie A. Empoli 1, Como 0, Parma 0, Genoa 1, Lazio have won 2-1 against Calgary. It was 1-1 the last time I saw it. Also in the Spanish Liga, a football match did get underway, of course, the difficulty that's going on in Spain. And before I go into the football in the Spanish La Liga, I hope everyone that is missing can be recovered in those mudslides. That's horrific pictures that I've seen here from the UK of what's happened in Spain. And my prayers and my thought go out to every single one of you lot out there in Spain. Desperately sad what's going on there. A lot of and still some areas in Spain have got weather warnings because it's still cloudy and it's going to rain a lot. So I hope everyone stays safe out there, and I hope anyone who can be recovered gets recovered alive. That's in Spain. Celta Vigo, it ended Celta Vigo 1, Getafe 0. In the FA Cup, Chesham United 0, Lincoln City 4. I'm just going to go into that. So I'm intrigued to confirm the manager at Lincoln is Michael Skubala, that's how you pronounce it properly. And well done him for getting into the bag, into the next round, winning 4-0 away at Chesham United. And here, of course, this evening it's ended Fulham 2, Brentford 1. Brentford were full in control in the whole of the 90 minutes, winning 1-0. And then in extra time, I don't know what happened at Craven Cottage. I don't know who had the extra orange at halftime or whatever it was, but something happened in extra time at the end of the second half, and Fulham Fulham at Craven Cottage. What a wonderful creative goal by Wilson with the outside of his foot. More or less like a Erling Haaland type of goal where he kind of lifts his body, lifts his leg and puts in a position. You're thinking, how is he doing that? How is he even human? But Wilson did do that on 90 minutes plus 2 of extra time. And then 5 minutes later, in extra time, that header that he did. Oh my days. Oh my days. Harry Wilson. Absolutely. Actually, I can hear him. Hold on. I can hear him on Sky Sports now. Hold on. He's saying it was an amazing feeling to come on and get 2 goals to win the game. We deserved it. We kept them pinned in throughout. Right. So that's Harry Wilson. He's saying also that the manager has said to him to find space when the ball gets wide and try and get into the box. So he did as he was told. He's saying that the first goal that he scored, he just kind of like helped it along into the back post, and the second one was a bit more of a lucky stroke there. I don't think that was luck, and I don't think that was just like he was just helping it on. What a remarkable 2 goals! Very humble there, Harry Wilson, the Fulham player there. For me, I think both of those goals. I think the first one is up there for goal contender of the month, goal contender of the season. I'll tell you this much: if you're neutral, watch it. I hope that he's had his full stink of goals because we got Fulham on Saturday. Oh my days! I hope Harry Wilson doesn't play on Saturday for Fulham against my Crystal Palace. And then he goes on to say, I was trying to head it in the other corner, but it hit my shoulder and he went in. Oh, right. So he came off his shoulder. Listen, it doesn't matter what it comes off. It's they all count. But I tell you what, that first goal that he scored to make it to equaliser, Harry Wilson, that's up there. Erling Haaland, move aside. Oh my days. Oh my days. And we've got them next at Selhurst Park on Saturday. Oh, God. The only thing is that they would have had 1 day less or 2 days less rest than us. And we could do with that because we got injured players. So, yeah. Right. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Massive thank you to Steve, RFC. Massive thanks to James Stone. Big up to you both. Also, big up to Shay Arsenal. Thank you very much for tuning in. And anybody else out there who might be watching on playback, please drop a like. Hit subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. And yeah, Fulham are up to 9th place. Well done to them. Having played 10, they're up to 9. They're up to 9th place. They've dropped Brentford down a few positions. Very well done by Fulham. I'm kind of hoping they have a day off at the weekend because Crystal Palace, we need 3 points. We need 3 points at the weekend. But what you have learned from this one is that Fulham don't give up until right at the end. And right at the end, they can turn it around. And Brentford manager Thomas Frank, he's going to be absolutely livid. And it is what it is. I'm just hopeful that they've outspent all their goals for the week, and at the weekend, the Fulham fans don't get a result at my Selhurst Park. Right. Last of all, breaking news earlier on today: Edu is leaving the sporting director's role at Arsenal. He's leaving a lot of players on high wages, a lot of underperforming players on high wages. There's a lot of people at Arsenal on considerable amount of wages, and the club is on free fall from finishing in top 4 this season. That's their trophy. I never understand why Arsenal fans feel happy that a top 4 is just enough. And I never understand that, because if my football club was spending the kind of money that Edu and Mikel Arteta will have been spending in the last 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years that they've been there, I'll be absolutely fuming. Because you ask an Arsenal fan that has to fork out the prices for the tickets at home, away tickets, accommodation, transport costs, it's not cheap. But definitely, the other breaking news is Ruben Amorim, the incoming Manchester United manager, spoke in his pre-match conference today in Portuguese. He didn't speak in English because tomorrow his side, Sporting, will be facing Manchester City in the Champions League. Massive game for Pep Guardiola and a massive game for this outgoing manager for Sporting. He knows he's going to be leaving the club, but if he can leave them with 3 points in the Champions League first stage and get them automatically qualification, that will go a long way for him. And so in essence, if he wins tomorrow, he could be a hero for the Sporting, and for any Manchester United fans out there, if he knocks out Manchester City or knocks them down the table, which they already are in the Champions League qualification stages, he'll be a hero to Manchester United fans even before he gets to Old Trafford or Carrington. Real talk. Looking at that. Question is, the squad in depth that he'll be inheriting at Manchester United, is it sufficient at his levels? I don't think it is. I don't think Manchester United have got the squad in depth in respect to what they've actually been spending as an outsider looking in. It doesn't matter whether it's Ruben Amorim or even Zinedine Zidane going in there as a manager, as an example. The squad in depth of quality, of ability at Manchester United versus what they've actually spent, net spent in this current financial year and the financial year before, doesn't stand up. And that's where they are. Right, let's have a look. Where is Manchester United? I can't even find it on the table. I have to keep scrolling down and down. They're 13th at the moment. That's why they're down there. And my Palace are only 5 points off them. Right, I'll end it on that. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe at Diego C. Palace. Oh yeah, and by the way, last of all, Arsenal fans, Dougie Freeman is not available. He's not going to be your sporting director. Every time a sporting director's role comes up for grabs in any Premier League club, rumours start going around, a lot of whispers start going around, a lot of rabbit of, in this instance, Arsenal fans rabbiting, what about Dougie Freeman from Crystal Palace? Well, you're not having him. You're not having him. All right? Just saying that. Unbelievable. It's Arsenal fans. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you up tomorrow if I can do a live watch along for the Champions Leagues and all the other Scottish Premiership and all the other leagues that are up there. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you up on the next one. And Crystal Palace men, Crystal Palace women. How about Palace? Right, there you go. Thanks for watching. Cool.